Hi everyone and happy Friday. This is our question of the week, and the topic for our question of the week is signs from spirit. So I'm going to talk to you today about the most common ways that your loved ones will try to let you know, the loved ones who've passed will try to let you know that they're with you. And I invite you, if there's something that I don't mention in this video, I invite you to post it in the comments. If you've had other experiences that your loved ones have let you know, then please feel free to post it in a comment and share it with everyone. So I wrote a list out for myself to kind of remember. And the first thing I want to talk about is electricity. So this is kind of a fun one when it happens. It can be a little bit spooky, but your loved ones are very adept at manipulating energy where they are. It's very easy for them, and so they will use electrical appliances, they'll use lights, anything that has electrical energy moving through it to communicate. So some of the most common ones are lights. So lights that flicker and flash at you or go out. My mom used to talk about how when she was thinking about her loved ones, she'd be driving down the street at night and the street lights would go off. And that's especially significant if you get like more than one. Like if you get one and then a few miles later you get another one, and you're thinking about a particular loved one. And all of these signs, you will either think about this loved one right before it happens, or you will think about them right after it happens. And that's your kind of internal intuitive confirmation of who this is. The other thing with electrical is like the volume. The volume on the television, on the radio, going up or down on its own, the television or radio turning on or off by itself. We have a ceiling fan that we installed last year, brand new, and my Uncle Jim passed last year, and one of the things he left me was this little wooden Buddha statue, and I thought it was so cute when I had seen it in his house, and I told him that I really liked it, and he remembered that and left it to me. So I have it sitting right in my living room on my fireplace, and that's the one room where we get these electrical occurrences, and it's the ceiling fan, which is kind of weird. It will come on by itself, the light will come on in the ceiling fan by itself, and pretty consistently, my husband goes through the house every night, make sure the lights are off. Pretty consistently wake up in the morning and come down, and the light and the ceiling fan are both on in the living room. And I just know it's my Uncle Jim, letting me know that he's watching over and saying hello, passing through. So it's kind of a fun and cool thing, and we always giggle when we go, oh, the ceiling fan's on again. And it only happens if you're sitting there or in the middle of the night. Never happens during the daytime if you're not in the room. So, nature is a second way, really common way, but it's a hard thing to prove. If there's a particular animal or bird or butterflies, dragonflies I've heard of, certain thing that your loved one, you really connect with them on that, like they really loved those birds. My grandfather really loved cardinals. And my grandmother really loved cardinals. So when I see cardinals, and it's just a particular feeling that I get, like that cardinal comes up right to the window, or I'm sitting outside and that cardinal lands right beside me. For me, I get a swelling in my heart of gratitude because I know that it's just my grandparents sending me a message from Spirit that they're with me. They're enjoying that moment with me, or they're with me. And it's not every time. There's that feeling that goes along with it. I've heard people mention eagles and hawks and finches and butterflies, particular kinds of butterflies. One woman told me a beautiful story about a dragonfly on the day her father passed. That dragonfly, they came home from the funeral, and the dragonfly was huge, I guess, pretty big dragonfly, and it was right attached to the screen front door. And they had never had this happen before, and all of them knew when they saw it that it was a sign from their father. And what was really cool about it is that dragonfly stayed on that door for like 3 or 4 hours and didn't go away, which is incredible in itself. Radio. We kind of mentioned this in the first one with electrical, but there's something else that happens with spirit, and that is songs. So they'll either put a song on the radio for you right when you're sitting there listening or thinking about them, and it's a song that you associate with them. Or I'll tell you a really cool example that happened for me. My husband and I were in a Mexican restaurant, and this was several years ago, and I was thinking and talking about my youngest sister, Tammy, and how I really hoped that she was going to get married soon because I knew she had a great guy, and we were just happened to be talking about this. And if you can believe it, the very next song over the music at this Mexican restaurant was "Here Comes the Bride." And I looked at my husband and I said, "Can you hear this music? This is crazy. Here Comes the Bride." I said, if that's not confirmation that she's going to get married, I don't know what would be. And I am not kidding you. It was that night that I got a text from my other sister to tell me that she knew my Tammy's boyfriend was going to propose to her. So I thought that was really a really cool sign from Spirit. So pay attention to songs. The messages in songs, the words of songs will strike you and hit you right in the heart. Those are very awesome signs from Spirit. The next one is a feeling of presence, but the presence also will have emotion connected with it. For example, you'll feel them behind you, and as you acknowledge that feeling of them being behind you, you'll also have an emotional response in your body. Like you'll feel, like I miss you energy or I love you energy, and it might bring tears to your eyes. And they also will come a lot when you're sleeping, and because your mind is more receptive to them, and they'll sit on the bed next to you or touch you, and you'll just feel this like presence with you in the room, and it usually has an emotion of comfort with it. So that's a really cool one when that happens. Then there's physical kind of sensations like pressure. Kind of mentioned that when they come to you at night, you might feel them actually sit on the bed. That's a little bit creepy when that happens, but if you just relax and realize it's a loved one, it doesn't bother you so bad. Pets will come and, jump on the bed, lay on your feet. You'll actually feel the pressure of them on your feet. They might come up on your lap when you're sitting somewhere, and you'll feel that kind of warmth and pressure in your lap. You might feel someone stroke your cheek. You might get tingles on your arm, tingles on the top of your head. These are all signs that Spirit's touching you and loving you. And then the last one that I can really say is pretty common is dreams. And this is always hard for people when they don't get a dream. They'll ask for a dream and they want a dream. And we had a question of the week video about this way earlier about loved ones coming in dreams. And I just want to remind you that, this is something that you have to be ready to receive. And sometimes what will happen for people is they see or experience negative emotion in that dream. Like they might see their loved one crying, or their loved one seems angry at them. And that's such a disappointing thing to experience, but it really is just your own subconscious showing you unresolved energies or fears that you have in relationship with this person. It's never the person themselves. We don't feel anger or sadness or disappointment when we're on the other side. We feel compassion and understanding. So if you get one of those dreams, even though they're disturbing, I want you to know that it's just your loved one kind of pointing you in the direction of healing that you need between you and them. So I hope that's kind of given you some ideas as to how to pay attention to Spirit being around you. And again, if you have any suggestions, anything that you've experienced that I didn't mention, please put it in the comments now. God bless and have a beautiful day.